Motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
Yo,
Yo.
cozy.
Cozy.
Man, back in the 608 motorhome. Yo, you know what the fuck going on? 608 motherfucking podcast. It's
Yep.
about 608 right now. It's about 420. Nah. Oh look, the time is now, motherfucker.
Time
It's
is
your
now.
time. It's good,
What's
bro.
up, bro?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yo, man. Fuck is good, man.
Man, life, bro. Just taking it day by day, you know?
Crazy, man. I haven't seen you in person in probably like 4 or 5 years or something.
Yeah.
In Gardena.
Mm-hmm.
We did a show with all the Belizeans.
Yeah.
You slid in there. Somebody actually, I can't even remember who it was, but they was like, "Yo, hit up Riel, he out there."
Yeah.
Because I was like, "Do you know anybody that could do some videos or like some photos and videos for me real quick?" And then you came through. I still got the footage too.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Right
I
on.
mean, it wasn't nothing crazy, you know. It was a little trap spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But hey,
Yeah, nah,
and
y'all had it jumping, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then years later, I see you going crazy on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I see you done transformed your body. Got the whole the mindset shit going. Like this, it's pretty impressive and pretty inspiring, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
For sure.
You know, it's been a journey for sure.
So
Yeah.
what's been going on? What's this all about? Like you used to literally be like as skinny as me. Like you used to be like 140 pounds or something.
Yeah. I was like the lowest I think I got to was like 140.
And you're how tall?
6'2".
So
Yeah.
I'm 5'8", so I'm allowed to be 140.
Yeah,
No,
nah,
I'm
yeah.
just playing. No, I'm not. But yeah. And then now you're fucking jacked.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's still kind of weird though, cause like when I look at myself in the mirror, I mean, depending on like what mirror I'm looking at, like I still see sometimes like that version of myself, and I don't know if that's like
Mm.
body dysmorphia or like what it is, but yeah, there's like a part of me that's lingering that still kind of feels like that version of myself. So I feel like that's why also like I stay in the gym, cause I'm always trying to I'm not trying to revert back to that, you
Right.
know?
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you could, like revert back to that, like it's almost like a fear, or is it just something that like that's just who you were for so long, so you're still like shedding that old part.
Yeah, I feel like it's not a fear. I feel like it's more like like that's like how my programming was for so long that like it's more about like just killing off that old version of myself and like making sure that it's dead. Cuz it's not like a version of myself that like I was proud of. Like when I was like 140 pounds, like I was just partaking in like vices and habits and just doing things that I wasn't necessarily proud of. So it's like now I feel like my mindset's on lock to where it's like I have it stuffed down, but I just got to keep going every day.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So and now you're like you're coaching, because I see you have a program going.
Yeah.
I seen it on Instagram. Like literally every time I log into Instagram,
Yeah.
I see your posts. So
Yeah.
you've been going crazy.
Thank
like
you.
it's been honestly like I'm one of them people like I think about like okay I gotta post frequently,
Yeah.
right? And I like making videos. Is what I do.
Mhm.
So I'm always thinking about did I get my posts in for the day? Like make sure I'm strategizing and I'm doing it. Because half of it is just actually posting.
Yeah.
And literally seeing literally bro like every time throughout the day I go on, it's a new post.
Yeah.
And it's like a new video and it's more advice and it's more game and I'm like it's been pretty motivational, bro, honestly, for me.
Thank you.
Like just keeping it hot.
Yeah, man. I'm glad that it resonated. Like I'm just trying to really just provide as much value as possible, you know, and kind of just like give out as much game as possible. I just want like if you come across my page or my channel, I want you to be able to even like take steps or like make incremental changes to your life just off of like the free content or free value that I'm putting out. So
And like what got you really on this journey and into this? Because this is because I mean since I've seen you last, I feel like it's happened since then. It's
Yeah.
like, most of the change and everything, right?
Yep.
So what's like what crossroads were you at, or what point in your decision making you were just like I'm about to do this, I'm about to transform myself, and then how did you get into like the coaching side and just touch a little bit more on.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, when I was 21, I had my son, and I think that's kind of like what took it to the next level. Like I was always trying to like learn daily and trying to like elevate my mindset, but I was just like complacent a lot of the time. So it was really like when I had my son, it's like, oh shit, like I need to like become the man that, I mean, to like sum it up, like when I was growing up, like my father was never in the picture, right? Like he dipped out when I was super young.
Are you from Madison?
Yeah, I'm from Madison.
Okay, where?
Yeah. So I was raised on a farm. You know, my mom's a single mom. I had my grandpa and my grandma. You know, so I had like a strong, traditionally masculine presence. You
Right.
know, up until I was 10. So I had
Nice.
those core foundations. But going into like my teen years, I never had like a set like role model that like I could look up to, or like just go to for advice. So I was getting all that advice or just like certain mindset models from like people online that I really looked up to. And I mean, I think like
Who were like some of those early like influence? Like who are some of the biggest influences?
yeah, definitely. I mean, early people like Joe Rogan has like a lot of like mindset shifts. So like
Yes,
Joe
sir.
Rogan with the mindset, Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza.
The brain doctor guy,
Yeah, yep,
the older guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
Wow. Yeah, he's. It's so funny because a lot of these guys, they're just like saying the solutions to everybody's problems are like the simplest shit.
It's the simplest shit, bro. It's the simplest shit, and I feel like as humans we try to overcomplicate a lot of this shit, and
Yeah.
it's really just kind of like
It's
putting
like
ourselves.
motherfucker, drink water,
Yeah.
eat good, clean food,
Yeah,
exercise,
yeah.
work on whatever you need to work on, and go to fucking sleep.
Yeah, bro. No, literally, like you know what I'm saying. It's really not that fucking
And we're like,
complicated, bro.
God, what are we doing wrong? Like, where? No, the answer has to be cooler than that,
Bro.
Like, we can't accept that it's that easy and that simple.
Exactly, bro. And I feel like
crazy.
so many people are trying to find shortcuts to success, especially now like you got social media, so it's easy to compare yourself or see somebody else going crazy. And so you're like, oh, like I got to find this shortcut or I got to like stay motivated consistently. And just by like watching their content, I realized like there's nothing wrong with me because that was like a big problem like when I was in my own way. Like I felt like something was wrong with me because I wasn't motivated all the time.
Right?
And so like I would wake up and depending on how I felt would determine if I took action or not. And then once I came to the realization, like, bro, like the highest level Olympic athletes are motivated every day. They just do what they know is supposed to be done because they like the result. Everything, like the whole weight came off my shoulders.
Bro, think about them fucking the MMA guys and shit. The guys and that train mixed martial arts and fight in the cage. Like
Yeah.
that's like some of the most intense training. That's the toughest sport in the fucking world. These motherfuckers do not want to get up after they're sore and beat up
Exactly.
every day
Yeah.
and go train and run 6 miles and do this and do
Yeah.
that. They do want to do it because they want the result, and they, you know what I mean. They're trying
Right.
to push themselves to that level and test their abilities. But yeah, it's a real thing, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
man. Just showing up every day, like if you can callous your mind to the point where it's like you don't even give a fuck about how you feel. And I mean, like obviously, like care about how you feel, right? You know what I'm saying? Like have that self-awareness, but
yeah, but really, there's a level of slack we need to cut ourselves,
Yeah.
and a level that we need to hold ourselves to.
exactly.
Yeah, and honestly, I had and have that problem of just like literally, bro. When like my dad wasn't in the picture, like I always knew my dad, and I have a good relationship with my dad now. But yeah, my dad wasn't around when I was a kid growing up, and my mom was also on the run from the feds for 7 years. So I literally, like when I was like 15, and I was in like trying to finish up high school and do all that, like no one was around. Like both my parents were living in different places. Didn't I would talk to my mom, never talk to my dad, and my grandparents were just traditional. They would go work a regular job, come home, make dinner,
Yeah.
be with their dogs, go to sleep.
Yep.
I played some games with my grandma, some cards or something. But it's like, from the time I was 15 on, there was none of my friends that I skateboarded with and did art and shit with, none of them had fathers.
Yeah.
Everybody was from single moms or grandmas and grandpas.
Yep.
And literally, I had no one to ever tell me what to do ever again
Yeah.
since I was 15. Like
Yeah.
I've been literally just running my own life. And I think it has its pros and cons, right? On one hand, like, yeah, I'm an independent learner, I'm an independent person. But on the other hand, sometimes I have problems with certain disciplines because in sticking to things for long periods of time without breaks or interruptions or distractions, because I've always, since young age, been completely free to do whatever. No one checking me, no one disciplining me,
Yep.
no one, never getting whooped, never getting, no father or mother grounding me or making me do this or that. Like literally, no one told me what to do ever again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that I feel like not having and I be on my kid's ass.
Yeah.
I be on their ass.
As you should.
Checking everything. Your day to day work. You're missing assignments. Were you on time to class? Like I'm checking everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, damn. On one hand, I really wish I had somebody that was keeping me on track like that. Because then you may fall, make mistakes.
Yep.
That's for everyone.
Yep.
But at least you're not gonna veer away off the path. Because I ain't gonna let you.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't gonna let you.
You can't. And that's something I realized even with my son, the things that I'm teaching him now,
it helps me with my discipline though.
Yeah, no,
because I'm
100%.
I can't expect my kids to be to school on time every day if I'm not to places on time.
Exactly, bro.
Or I can't expect them to, do anything if I can't do it.
Because they're gonna do what they see you doing. They're not gonna do what you tell them to do. And that's even something that I realized, what I'm saying, I could have been that dad that was all right, son, you gotta do push-ups, or you gotta do be more disciplined here, clean up after yourself. But if he sees me kind of lounging around and not
Right.
cleaning up after myself or doing this, he's not gonna listen. So the best
That's
way to
the
lead
truth.
by example is to just show them, and they're gonna be so enamored because especially when they're that young, you're their world. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you just gotta lead from the front.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Can't agree with that more. Are we still good over there?
Yep.
All right, sick.
Yep. Still got the red going.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, 608 Podcast, motherfucker.
Sir.
Where the hard drive stays plugged in the whole time, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely, bro. Couldn't agree more. Honestly, that's why when I started seeing your posts again, I was and then I clicked on your profile because I just hadn't talked to you or really seen your shit or nothing for a while. And then when I started seeing it, it was resonating right away. And I was like, damn, dope. And I seen you start posting people's transformation. I seen you post my bro shit.
Yeah.
And dude, that guy, I mean, me and him go back to 7th grade and shit. And he was a regular, athletic body type person like me, more petitish and slender.
Yeah.
And then he went to the joint when he was 17, did 18 months, came home, was jacked, he was jacked,
Yeah.
total transformation.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And then he kind of lost it and started getting chubby.
Mm-hmm.
And he was getting chubby. He was kind of teetering in this area for a while. And then he went back to the joint and got swole. Kind of got more chubby, but then got swole. But then by the time he got out, he was because he went through a boot camp program.
Yeah.
So then he got skinny again, like me, not swole, athletic, but skinny.
Yeah.
And I almost didn't even recognize him because they surprised me. I had set up a studio at his house for when they came home. But I thought he was coming home a different day, and then they brought him home, and he surprised me, and I was I had to double take because I was damn, this motherfucker's my size. It's crazy when he was huge. Taj has got huge muscle.
No, yeah, bro. His
Crazy.
arms are damn near bigger than mine, bro. I'm
And he's getting way back on his shit too.
Yeah.
So he's already doing his thing. But it's crazy because I've just seen his whole body go through every change.
Yeah.
Every change.
Yeah.
But he always gets back to it though.
Yeah, no.
He always gets it back.
That's one thing about Taj, man. That he's a fucking warrior, and I
Dude.
feel he's been through so much shit, and
He's a beast, bro.
that's why his mindset is the way it is, because he already knows he's gonna overcome anything that's
literally,
in his path.
bro.
You know what I'm
Literally,
saying?
he's bro, I done been down bad, down bad in every aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I've been nothing.
Yeah.
What is a little obstacle?
Yeah.
Nothing to me.
Yeah.
I've already.
And that's the power of adversity too, man. I feel the people
Really
that go
is.
through the most adversity are yeah, I feel they're some of the strongest people on the planet, because they've been to that point, they've been to their breaking limit, and they've pushed.
It's weird,
past it.
right? It's weird how that works because, like they say, right? Hard times create hard men.
Yeah.
Hard men create good times.
Yeah.
Good to the cycle.
Yeah.
But then it's even when, that's why I know you said you grew up on a farm.
Mm-hmm.
I used to live on a farm, and you can stress train
Mm-hmm.
the plants and the crops to where you introduce adversity into their lives by maybe tying a little string down to them, so they got to work harder to grow and push up. And though, like when you do that, it creates a better crop, a better yield in a lot of cases if you do it correctly, right? And methodically. It's amazing just the motivation that life has to survive and thrive. So it's in plants, it's in us, it really is something special. Life, to live and to experience life is absolutely insane. Like I can't even. This shit trips me the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then we got all these giant pyramids and temples like carved out of bedrock that are giant, colossal size that we can't even comprehend and explain with geometric properties and alignment to the cosmos. And bro, listen, this life shit, this is how I know there's a God and that there's a creator of this thing that we're all experiencing. It's either a creator, I think it's a creator, but it's also, in a very interesting way, it's also creation. The creator is creation, and creation is the creator.
Experience in itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just consciousness, something that's life, right? That's life. And it's crazy too how like they're studying all this. I don't know how familiar with like cymatics, and they have lidar where they're bouncing, lasers down into the jungle and uncovering civilizations in the Amazon and underwater and fucking under the more structures and cities underneath the pyramids and Giza and all these places everywhere where everything's connected, and we're just seeing all this shit.
Yep.
And bro, it's irrefutable proof that we, or whatever we're a part of here on this earth as the supreme beings, is something absolutely mind-blowingly deep and incredible.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
And so, circling back to like the whole mindset shit is like, I can't, like if I don't get in the best shape of my life, I never live to my fullest potential.
Yeah.
If I don't become successful in business, and in my art and in my relationships and in my, if I can't become successful in every area, then I just didn't live to my fullest potential.
Yeah, and I feel that 100%. I feel like,
and I can't settle for that at
yeah,
all.
You can't, and you shouldn't, man. I feel like that's like the greatest form of gratitude is like pouring into your physical body, and not even just like your physical body, but like your emotional, your spiritual, your mental,
your life, your existence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It all it's a puzzle. Everything, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to like exceed in business, but then like your physical health slacked, or you know what I'm saying? Like you see those dudes that are like in the gym going crazy, but then like their financial aspect of their life is all fucked up. So it's like, it's kind of like it's a balance.
Me and my buddy Zisco were tripping the fuck out about the same type of shit yesterday. And we were talking about how we're just living our lives, right? And like we're doing all this shit and we're so serious about everything and all this, right? And like the whole time, like there's like bacteria and like skin cell, like everything that's alive in the microorganism, right? They're just like those cells are like a person. They have organs, they have a nucleus, and they have internal structures, and they have a job. They're doing things. They're taking blood to your thing, and they're taking nutrients to parts of your body, or they're connecting electrical signals to your spinal cord or your brain. Like there's a function for all the micro living things that are all around us. And the whole time they could be thinking that like their reality, they're just living their life. They're duplicating, they're having children, they're procreating, they have a job, right? Their job is to do this or that, and they do it, and they all work together cohesively, 4 trillion or more cells, and make up one tracer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And the whole time, we're over here like, the planet's heating up, we're fucking creating this little thing. The whole time, we could just be fucking one little vapor water drop that's coming off of somebody's coffee on a macro scale. Like,
yeah, no, for real.
Like it's the Men in Black thing, right? You just open the locker door and it's a whole nother fucking...
a whole nother universe.
It's crazy, bro. Like,
yeah, bro.
There's no... You just can't even see any limit to it.
Yeah.
Because we have already identified so much.
Yeah. And I feel like that's why it's important, too, to just, like you said, kind of, like, maximize your potential. Because, like, at the end of the day, like you said, like, it's almost... like whenever I like start beating myself like mentally, I just remember like I'm infinite energy having a human experience. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like even the thoughts that I have,
Right.
you know, like in the past I used to be super identified with them. Like any thought that I'd have, I'd be like, oh, it must be true, and I would just run with it. And then like through like watching like Joe Dispenza or just other creators, like I realized the power of my subconscious mind and like where I got a lot of these thoughts from. Because you have thousands of thoughts a day, and 90% of them aren't even yours. You know what I'm saying? Like you got them from like, you know,
Bro.
your parents, the media, the collective consciousness, and if you're identified with all of these
These things you
thoughts,
picked up. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You might, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might have a belief that, like, you're not worthy of love or, like, you can't hit this financial goal, and that's not even your thought.
so like, how do you differentiate and discern between your thoughts and are any thoughts ours? And it's like, right? Because like we've
Yeah.
all had that experience where like we're both sitting here and we say the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Or like you said the exact thing that I was thinking at that exact moment, and there's no way that could. I mean, we can measure brainwaves, right?
Right,
A thought is a vibration of your
Yeah.
brain, and we can measure that with scientific instruments.
Yep.
Like literally, like some people don't know this. I have a license from the FCC. I'm to operate and transmit on radio frequencies. You need a license in the United States to do this, and to transmit on radios, right? So.
Yeah.
What most people don't know is radio frequencies, radio signals are literally like the basis of all communication, right? Like our cell phones, when we send out a signal, there's a transmitter in here that vibrates at the radio in your car.
Yeah.
93.1 is 93.1 gigahertz
Yeah,
or whatever,
hertz,
right?
yeah.
So it's vibrating a carrier wave at a frequency that you can't perceive.
Yep.
But it's definitely there, just like a thought. You can't really perceive that other than with your mind,
Yep.
right? But we pick up on things like an antenna, just like a transmitter and a radio. All of these things involve antennas,
Yep.
and they involve transmitting frequencies. And then within this very high vibrational, right? Because it's a very high frequency, right? Or ultra high, or there's different bands of depending on what level in the frequency spectrum we're talking about.
Yeah.
And some lower, the certain bands are good for certain things, right?
Yeah.
FM radio, frequency modulation. AM radio, amplitude modulation. These modulating, basically what they're doing is they're taking a carrier signal and modulating the signal that they're transmitting, the data, right? So 93.1, they're broadcasting or whatever, they're transmitting on this frequency with this carrier signal, and inside that carrier signal is the song that they're playing.
Yep.
Right, so then that's why they have big ass antennas.
Yep.
That's why we have satellites. That's why everything is really connected in terms of vibration and energy.
Yep.
Right,
100%.
just like our mindset and where our mind is at and what we're thinking about. That's where our thoughts and our energy go into that direction. You know, so it's like, where are these thoughts ours? Are we developing? Are some ours, or some ours are we're just picking up? We're receiving, because on a radio you can receive and transmit.
Yeah, 100%.
So, in some essence, I feel like we have to be transmitting some things coming from this thing, right?
Yeah.
Because this is where our special energy of life resides, is in this thing.
Yep. 100%.
And like when I pick up a guitar and play a guitar, the guitar's not making any music without me.
Yeah.
The music's coming from me.
Yeah.
I'm just using the guitar as a tool to express it.
Yeah. It's a conduit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the shit. It all makes sense, bro. That's like there has to be a creator, bro.
Oh, yeah.
This shit couldn't. Randomly, no. Like throwing a deck of cards up in the air and then them all landing perfectly in a pile on the ground is just. Is it possible? Yeah, if we wait for eternity.
Yeah.
Like everything's possible if you wait for eternity.
Right.
But
No, I think there's definitely a creator, and I think it's definitely like an asset or like an aspect of like the creator is experiencing itself. You know, like how cool would it be to like create art and then like experience the perspective of like each individual art form that you create. So like, yeah, I feel like even like what you said earlier, like how do we know like which thoughts are ours? I mean, for me personally, I don't know if I necessarily know like, okay, like this individual thought is mine specifically,
Right.
but I do know the thoughts that I don't want to be in alignment with versus
Right.
the thoughts I do want to be in alignment with.
Yep.
And so now I'm able to, if I'm having a thought that's coming from like lack or like a self-limiting thought,
Hmm.
I can just, instead of identifying with it and be like, oh, like this is true, I can just sit back and be like, okay, like take all the power out of it. That's
Yeah.
nice. That's cute.
Right.
Observe it, and then implement what I do want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm removing those seeds. I'm removing the weeds, and then just planting new seeds. And when
Yeah,
you do
shit,
that
that
more
shit.
and more over time, like it might take 6 months, it might take a year, but like, you know, you're gonna look up down the road with a whole new set of thought patterns, and then it's gonna be way even easier if you do have these thoughts that are like negative or lack. Like it will be 10 times easier to combat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's right. Because at the end of the day, no matter what the thought is, if it's yours or if it's not, it's a thought that you can observe
Yeah.
in your mind, and then you can decide: do I want that to be my thought,
Yeah.
or do I not?
Exactly. Yeah. And most people they don't even know that they have that power.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like most people, they go through their whole life identifying with thoughts. I don't even think they know the difference between like their subconscious and their conscious mind. And if you, like, you're at whim for anything, like anything that, you know, is
Your
in your
subconscious mind
mind.
is almost the most important mind because
Yeah.
it's automatic. It's involuntary. Like once it's programmed,
Yep.
like until it gets wiped clean and reprogrammed,
Yep.
it's like that's your operating system. That's how
Exactly.
your shit runs, like naturally,
Yep.
because it's in a state of efficiency.
Yep.
But going back to like how you said, like God, like just like expressing itself, like when I look at people, like even if a plant, an animal, like I can just look at people, bro, and like I feel like I have so much understanding. Even like, and sometimes I'm not in that mind, right? Sometimes I get out of that mind and I'm like, I don't get these motherfuckers. Why would people do this shit? Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
fucking God. But like when I like let go of all that and I really just like look at people and I hear their story and I just like, you can see why everyone is the way. Even like people that do fucked up shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's because they grew up seeing nothing but fucked up shit all
Yeah.
around them. So like, it's like, yeah, when people go to war and they got to kill a bunch of people, well, like killing someone is no problem. They've already done this shit how many times? They know what it's like to kill something. They know what it's like. Like, it just kind of normalize it. It doesn't take people long
No.
to get used to shit, bro.
Nah, exactly. It's you can get used to things
Bro,
fairly quick,
we-
probably within like a couple days.
Oh yeah,
You
I
know what
mean,
I'm saying?
we sit here and listen to people rap about doing this and doing that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like killing people, shooting people. Just be like, we can literally listen to all the bullshit. We can watch movies about
Yeah.
people absolutely murdering each other, no problem. Whatever, bro. We're
Yeah.
so, and like, it's probably the way it's always gonna be, and it's just the yin and the yang. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's what leads me to believe sometimes. Like I don't know if you know anything about like the Tao.
Yeah.
Like, and like how, to me, my interpretation is just like God's not waiting around for us to live any type of way. God doesn't want anything. God just is. There's no false intention or jealous emotion or anything. God is so beyond and outside all of that God is just unfurling in every way, everywhere. And it's almost like, it's funny, right? When people say, like, if it's meant to be, it'll be, right? But then they don't acknowledge that, like, people are getting killed all over the world, raped all over, human trafficked.
Yeah.
There's death and poverty and war and destruction and evil at every corner and throughout the world. And so is that meant to be? You know? Well, it's happening.
Yeah,
so
it's happening.
isn't it meant to be?
Yeah.
And
No,
I
for
mean,
real.
and then take humans out of the equation. Look at every animal in the world just eating each other. The
Yeah.
whole world's eating itself.
Yeah.
So what really is meant to be? Are we really so much elevated beyond what is existing all around us? I mean, we're products of our environment. We are. Can we elevate beyond primitive thought? Sure, and I think in a lot of ways we have. But we still are always going to resort back to that if shit hits the fan.
No, 100%.
There's nothing else. Like, there's nothing else to go back to.
Yeah. No, I think like when things are nice and comfortable, like, yeah, it's easy to kind of like live in like this fantasy land that, like, you know,
Everything's all good.
everything's all good
But
and
it's
evil
not.
doesn't exist. But yeah, like at the end of the day, like you said, if it could, in one instant, something could go down, cyber attack goes down, electricity is cut out, you're gonna see how humans really,
Oh yeah.
you're gonna
Oh
see
yeah.
how shit really gets,
Trust.
and I feel like that's even something too that lingers in the back of my mind, which is another reason why I'm so. That's like a motivating factor when I don't feel like doing shit. It's like, nah, like
Hmm.
I gotta be prepared, cause
That time, bro, like it's hard. It's hard to see. It's hard to not see how crazy shit could change so fast. I mean, look at
yeah, so
COVID.
fast.
COVID was a very prime example, and then they forced vaccines on people to
Yeah,
even do their. They took away people's human rights and freedoms
yeah.
to fucking force vaccines that killed so many people, and they
Mhm.
completely lied to everybody. And they, bro, to me that was a huge social experiment.
Oh,
Like they
hundred
wanted to
percent.
see like if they could control the masses if they did certain shit,
Yeah,
and obviously, man, this shit's getting crazy, bro. I
yeah,
feel like our civilization is so on a brink,
yeah,
and I really just can't see us evolving past where we are too much further until we go back a ways.
yeah. I
Like
feel
I
like.
hate to say that, but like in life, right? In
Mhm.
human nature,
Mhm.
how do we learn?
Yeah,
We go and go and go and have success and have
yeah,
success, and then something fucks us up, something may set us way back,
yeah,
and then we got to rebuild, and
yeah.
that's the natural pattern of life. So why do we think it's going to be any different when
Exactly.
civilization after civilization after civilization has
Mhm.
risen and fallen?
Yeah, no, 100%. History repeats itself, and I have the same mindset. Like I think like eventually like humans will evolve to a certain point where it's like, I mean, I hope, but I honestly don't think that will be for like potentially like hundreds of years, thousands of years. I think some shit's gonna happen that's gonna be extremely fucked up before people are like, okay, like we should stop like
Right.
killing each other and we should stop like raping each other. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Like,
on a spiritual level, like I always felt this way, and I've been voicing this opinion of mine for quite some time.
yeah,
Just because I want it to be out there and I want to really see. But I've had some experiences and really felt deeply in my soul that like we were gonna experience some extremely insane shit in our lifetime, like paradigm shifting shit. Whether that's contact with some extra shit or discovery of some shit or I mean, the shit at Giza that just was discovered
mm,
with the fucking cylindrical,
mhm,
like all that, like literally going down more than 600 meters. Like that shit underneath the pyramids is absolutely earth shattering
yeah,
and mind boggling, bro. Like as if it wasn't already enough
right,
with the current situation that we knew about.
mhm,
But man, bro, we're gonna keep going. I told you we was gonna get into this shit deep, man, because this is just like I don't think it's like people aren't really that aware of what's going on in the world, bro,
yeah, no,
and how fragile and how man we are at we're redlining in so many areas across the board, nation to nation, all throughout the earth, bro. It's just this shit could literally blow up at any second.
yeah,
The threat levels have never been higher in the geopolitical overall state of the world.
yep.
Like, bruh,
I mean, I feel like it's too like ignorance
what
is
the
bliss, you know.
fuck, bro?
I feel like ignorance is bliss, and a lot of people they would rather like just kind of like numb themselves with like endless entertainment, or just like scrolling than actually like wake up and pay attention. Because when you realize, like you said, when you start thinking about shit like that and it gets deep, you realize like okay, like
You can't do enough to prepare.
exactly, you know,
You
like
can't do enough.
if people really like,
You can spend the next 10 years preparing every day of your life.
look.
You never gonna be prepared for that.
Look, and I try to tell people too, because I'm like, yo, like, we only have a certain amount of time before even like making money, yo, like they're devaluing the dollar at a rate that is like mathematically you can't even keep up doing the
Bro,
traditional. So it's like,
shit's gonna implode, bro.
you know what
Like,
I'm
it's gonna
saying?
get really bad
No,
financially,
100%.
economically.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole United States is in debt. As people are in debt,
yeah,
the country itself is in debt.
yep,
The people are moving away from the dollar.
yep,
The crypto shit is so fucking volatile. You never know what kind of scams and bro. They don't even know who created Bitcoin, bro.
yeah,
That's got CIA or scam or some weird shit written all over it, and people are. This shit's crazy, bro.
yeah, bro.
Like,
I feel
there's
like
just so much shit.
I feel like if people really were, I don't know. I just know that like when you know that the direction of shit that's headed in, like you like know history and you know history repeats itself, people would be less inclined to just spend 3 hours on Netflix a night, and they'd be more focused on making sure their physical body is straight and they're doing whatever they can to become financially free while they can before they implement the CBDC. Because I promise you that shit's coming. And you know what I'm
The
saying?
what?
Even like a CBDC, a central bank digital currency.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
so to
I
the point
don't
where
doubt
it's
that
like,
at all.
even us having this conversation, we release this on the internet. Now it's like, okay, like they don't fuck with what you're saying, so now you only have $100 allocated towards groceries, or you can only go this far outside of the city,
yeah.
like, you know. So
Man, bro, they're fucking. I seen some shit the other day that Coca-Cola was partnering with Microsoft.
for what? Like,
Yeah, right as like the big thing Microsoft is talking about is like nanotechnology.
oh yeah, yeah, man. Hey, there's a spiritual war going on.
So you're telling me Bill Gates, who believes wholeheartedly that the planet is overpopulated and we need to depopulate the planet, right?
Yeah.
Very vocal about this opinion of his, that he has nanotechnology. They're pushing the chips in vaccines, and they're partnering with Coca-Cola, the largest beverage distributor in the fucking world.
Yeah, bro.
And it's a fucking, like, don't quote me on that, but we know Coca-Cola is up there, if not the
yeah.
number one. And, I mean, they own water companies, bro. They own everything. So if nanotechnology, microscopic technology that you can't detect, that can change your health and can fucking, you know, shut down your bank account because it's Bluetoothed into your body, into a chip that was implanted in you at your last doctor visit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't fucking know, bro. This shit, I don't.
Or even then, like, fuck the last doctor visit.
Bro.
I feel like they'll roll something out when people will willingly get the chip.
Oh, yeah. I literally heard a commercial
Yeah.
for chips the other day.
Yeah, bro.
And I was like, and it was like a normal, it was like a fucking, one of them funny ass medicine commercials where they, you know, it's like a sunny day with a dog and they tell you about your bowel syndrome and then they list up. It was like a commercial like that, and it was for chips.
Yeah, bro. And the average person, they're going to do that. You know, like the average, that's what even like COVID put me onto, because I'm like, bro, there's going to be like some type of resistance, but there was none. And so I realized, like, damn, like this is real. Like humans as a whole, like they're so malleable, and if you scare them enough, they'll do anything. You know, you scare them a little bit, offer them a $2,000 stimulus, people are going to line up for that chip. There's going to be lines for it.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're gonna do what they do to the people that talk out against it. They're gonna.
Did you ever take the vaccine?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Hell nah. You know, I
was
saw
gonna
that
say.
shit from a mile away. I'm like, yo, this is a fucking lie. This is a
What?
scam. Like,
Literally.
You know?
Motherfucker did me up one of them little cards. I said, bet.
yeah,
Because, you know, New York wasn't playing. I was going to New York a lot during that time.
yeah,
And they was like, no, you got to have it. You got to have the
Yeah.
card. But it was like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all ain't going to. Nobody on this earth is going to tell me I got to inject some foreign shit that I don't know what's in it into my body. You can
Yeah.
suck my dick.
that's how like California was. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't
like,
give a fuck.
I'm like, nah, bro. I went to Florida for a little bit, and it was wide open. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm saying.
So I'm like,
you gotta stand on some business.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad for the health workers because
yeah.
they had no choice.
yeah.
It's like lose your job. But I ain't gonna lie.
I would have lost my fucking job.
Me too.
I would have been like, peace, yo.
But that's
Like, what the
because
fuck?
that's the type of motherfuckers we are.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
It's one of my favorite quotes.
yeah.
Somebody told me that my boy True, he's an amazing videographer, artist, musician, multifaceted, creative individual that lives out in Houston. And he works with like some pretty big names and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going through it with my first baby mama super bad.
Yeah.
And he was, you know, he lived on my block and shit. And he told me that quote. He was like, bro, you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything. And that shit just
Yeah.
like, bro, that shit was stamped in my brain from that day on. And I definitely always live by that now.
Yeah.
Always have, like, since then. Like,
You know what I'm saying?
uh,
Especially like as a man, bro, all you have is your word. So if you're just fucking easily swayed, you know what I'm saying, based off of like fear or anything, it's just like, that's also how like, you know, societies crumble. You know, it's like the men get weak. And you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's really all revolution is a group of men. Like, if you break down, like, the basis of it, it's like a group of men getting together and being like, this shit isn't fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we're not doing
we're
this shit.
definitely, like, at that place, too. I mean,
Yeah.
most men are fucking weak.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, bro, we're confused about what a man and a woman is.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Be whatever you want to be and do whatever you want to do. But, like, let's not ignore biology.
Yeah.
Like, let's just call it what it is.
Yep.
And we'll move on. We don't have to argue. And you know what's crazy is I was watching some Joe Rogan shit.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Big Joe.
Yeah, no,
but he
I love Joe.
Yeah, no, they were talking about how like there's actually a weird pattern of the fall of like during one of the stages of civilization's failures and fall is confusion and weird things going on about gender.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, if you think about it, right? You ever watch like movies like with some Roman Empire shit?
Yeah.
Like even the funny one, like Year One, with Jack Black and the dude, and then that weird dude who wanted to rub oil on his chest and all this weird shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like people, cutting off their balls and like just weird shit.
Yeah, bro. You know
like,
what I'm saying?
But I'm like, dude, no shade, okay?
Yeah,
you want to cut your balls off? They're your fucking balls.
Yeah, cut them
like,
off. You know what I'm saying?
Like, fuck, I'm not gonna judge. But all I'm saying is that's not normal. That's considered abnormal. And again, no shade, no negative connotations, right? It's just not the natural or normal way, if we can generalize this term a little bit.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they're trying to normalize it, but like at the end of the day, like if I told you right now I want to cut my arm off because like I don't feel like my arm's supposed to be there,
and I would definitely try to talk you out of that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If I went and cut my arm off and you saw me, I'm like, yeah, bro, I just cut my arm off because like I just don't like my arm. You'd be like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Like, are you
got
okay?
Some mental issues.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, bro. I think I feel like majority of the men have been like spiritually castrated, and I think that was done intentionally.
The feminization of men.
Yeah,
the fucking the food, the soy, and all this shit that produces like more estrogen.
Yeah, like I'll post content online, and some of it is triggering, and it's more like dudes acting like bitches, to be honest. Like, and it's like, bro, it's if you don't like the opinion, like if I come across something, like I'm not so emotionally invested into it that it like ruins my whole day or like it hurts my feelings. Like if I don't agree with something, I just keep scrolling.
Right.
But like now, like men are so soft, bro. Like it's just crazy. But it's done intentionally.
Yeah, because I don't agree with everything anybody fucking says.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you're
not
never going
you,
to.
not and my best friend, not my girl.
Yeah.
Not even me sometimes.
Exactly.
So it's like yeah, exactly. And the thing is, we all say things that we don't know. Sometimes we all say things that we haven't fully thought through. We all say things in general terms when we're assuming that the person we're talking to can understand what we mean when we say what we say.
Yep.
So it's like the communication, the ideas, the mentalities, and the concepts are really the important thing. Like dog, like we're just putting the shit into perspective for you. Like, do you want to be not able to do 10 push-ups? And then somebody fucking attacks your family? What the fuck are you gonna do?
Well, yeah, and that's where it even gets deeper, dude, because dudes will be like, oh, like, you don't need to be in the gym and you don't need to have, like, training with martial arts. And I'm like, bro, like, it sounds cute what you're fucking saying, bro,
like,
but in the reality...
you're right. You don't need it.
Yeah.
But, like, in your mind, are you doing everything you can do to ensure that you're prepared?
Yeah.
To handle any situation of any kind?
Yeah.
You know who, on some real shit, if the shit was to go to shit right now, right? If hell was to break loose, Mad Max, or any just mind-boggling thing were to go and change society forever, you know who I'm going to trust the most out of anybody ever is the most masculine motherfucking men that was probably in the military.
Yeah.
Or
100%.
people, mostly the people that are in the military, because they've endured hardship. They know what it's like the value of life and death. These motherfuckers are not pussy ass bitches because they have had no choice but to go through shit. And when you go through shit, you realize it's not as hard as you thought it was.
Exactly.
You realize you in fact can do it.
Yep.
And when you realize you can do it and your confidence grow, like bro.
Yeah.
It's do the hard shit. That is the number one thing in that dude you were talking about, the doctor.
Oh yeah, Joe Dispenza.
He always talks about they say, what's the best thing you can do for your brain, right?
Yeah.
And they say, first of all, stop doing the shit that's hurting your brain.
Yeah.
Right? Stop smoking, drinking, whatever, all this shit, doing drugs. All right. And then so don't do this, and then what you do is do things that are difficult for the brain to do.
Exactly. Yep.
Go through that emotion that's difficult to deal with. Overcome that, that fucking I can't, what if I fail voice in your head.
Yeah.
Just like the simplest shit again,
yeah.
bro.
Get rid of all that shit. It's because it's like what we were saying earlier. It's a removal process. So like people always ask me, they're like, how do you stay so consistent, or how did you build your body? And I'm like, it's not what I do, it's what I don't do. And I mean, I even heard, like, that's something I picked up from a couple of my mentors as well. But that really hit. Like, it's not what I do, it's what I don't do. I'm not fucking eating fast food every day. I'm not drinking every day.
Soda,
I'm not yeah, I'm not smoking every day like I was before.
Right,
like
right.
I removed all of those. I envisioned myself as the most successful version of myself. What's the most successful version of Riel doing every day? You know, he's probably physically fit, working
Gotta
out
be
every
physically
day.
fit.
Yeah, you know
Or
what
how
I'm saying?
can you be that successful? Right?
Exactly. And just the discipline from building your body. When you really build your body and you show up to the gym every fucking day, that instills a level of self-confidence in yourself, because you've basically
showing up for yourself.
yeah, you know, through bullshit. Like, God forbid some fucked up happen. Like, the most fucked up shit could happen to me tomorrow. I'm still gonna go to the gym, and the next day I'm still gonna go to the gym. The next day I'm gonna still get a workout in. And because what's the fucking alternative? I'm just gonna sit here and just like deteriorate.
And I mean, bro, like, you not only are you right strengthening your body when you go to the gym, not only are you sticking to your word and your disciplines and building that, you know, confidence in self and your ability to execute and come through and follow through for yourself, which for yourself is the most important thing.
Yeah.
If you can't show up for yourself, you'll never show up for anyone.
Yeah.
So, and then aside from that, like, think about this, right? Like, every rep, especially when you're lifting heavy weights and shit, you're taking like a majorly deep breath in. You're doing breathing exercises. You're working on your breath.
Yep.
You're getting far more oxygen to your brain and to your bloodstream.
Yep.
You are just building mental strength, physical strength, cardiovascular strength. Bro, like, it's difficult to do. It's supposed to be difficult, right?
Yep.
And like, there's literally nothing better that you can do.
Yeah, literally nothing, and not even
workout.
and not even just for yourself. Like, it is more like if you have like people that are dependent on you. Like, that's why I push. Like, especially because I have a son. Like, I it's not even a fuck. I don't negotiate with my emotions. Like, I have to do this because it's gonna help me be the best version of myself for them. Yeah, so it's like you said. Like, I feel like when you said like, you can't give to other people if you're not pouring into yourself. I feel like a lot of people have it flipped. Like, they're trying to pour from an empty cup. You know what I'm saying? Like, their cup is half full and they're trying to give themselves out too much.
Right.
Like me, like, I pour into myself so much. Like, I'm very selfish with my mornings, my time, because I know that if I'm the best version of myself, my son's gonna get the best version of me.
Right.
Opposed to if I'm like half full, my energy's half full.
And you're doing these things. You're exercising. You're eating clean, right? You're taking care of business, and then because of that, I mean, you're exerting your negative thoughts and energy. You're releasing those. Your endorphins, and basically your brain is like a antidepressant chemical factory.
Yeah.
And so you literally, bro, it's like when I'm in the gym and I like, even if I can't go to the gym or if I didn't lift, I make sure I do a workout of some sort.
Yeah, you do
I
something.
go skate. You know, if I have a basketball practice, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Movement is important, man. And like, I see myself as an alchemist, right? Like, I transmute energy all the time. And like, I have to, you know, that's how I dropped a shit ton of my old vices. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was like smoking, watching porn, fucking just like doing shit that wasn't like beneficial. I'll still have certain urges to like partake in those old vices, but now I know the triggers and I know how to identify it, and when I do identify it, I just transmute that energy into a goal or a habit that's in alignment with my higher self. And you're only a product of like your past habits, right? So right now, the body that you see is only an accumulation of the habits that I've been doing for the last 6 months to a year. And so if anybody wants to change their reality, just fucking figure out like what habits are in alignment with your higher self and do that shit every day. You don't got to wait to be the best version of yourself. You could literally make that switch right now. You could watch this podcast and be like, this is what the best version of myself does, and start implementing that shit today. And then 6 months, a year down the road, reality will catch up.
Right. Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, dude. This is fucking awesome. Yeah, I hope people get a lot out of this shit, because it's just progression with self, and you like earn your self-respect every day and be better for your family and be better, you know, for those who watch your life that you don't even fucking know are watching your life, you know, like that's what I think. Like, you know, we were talking about the personal brand side of things, and and like with the internet and social media especially, like business all around has become, there's been a humanization of it, right? Like you could tweet some shit like, what the hell, Taco Bell, it's the third time you fucked up my order in a row.
Yeah.
And Taco Bell might hit you back like, oh dang, well hey, send us your email, we'll send you some couple free meals or something, you know what I mean? Like Taco Bell just made them feel like they're a person with a heart, right? Not just a corporation that's just getting your money and giving you tacos. So I think that's why I started seeing that early on in the social media thing, you know, and that Gary V, he's somebody I follow, Gary Vaynerchuk. You know, and he talks a lot about all of this shit, you know, and caring. You know, you know, that's why he's so successful, because he cares about the people that he's engaging with. It's all about his audience and all that. So it's like the personal brand side of things is, it's the one special thing that we all have, is there's only one Riel. There's only one Trace. You know, our story, our experience, our journey, like every person is a niche.
Exactly.
You know,
you are your own niche.
And like me and you, right? Like we're a lot different, but there's a lot of things that that resonate with me about you in your message and your story and the shit that you're doing, right? Like, so it's like we share a niche too. Like it's both. You have your own niche, I have my own niche, but we also are overlapped in a niche, and that's health and wellness, and you know what I mean? Personal development.
Just taking care of yourself, man. All you got to do is focus on getting 1% better. That's something too that like helped me kind of like take all the pressure off my shoulders. If I just focus on getting 1% better every single fucking day, by the end of the year, I'm going to have an increase of 365%, even more, because it's going to compound, right? Like at some point, and it's typically around the 3, 4, 6 month mark, you're not going to see any results for the first 6 months. Like, I don't even give a fuck about the results. Just focus on the work. There will be a point where your fucking results shoot up from all of the compounding efforts that you've been putting in.
You know, it's also interesting because an example of that I experienced when you in the garage, you were talking about Russ and like his model, right? Track a week or whatever. So I decided I was gonna, you know, use that model because it worked for him, right? 100%. So I was like, all right. And I didn't have like 6 months worth of music or no, but I was like, let me just do a smaller. I'm gonna do like 3 months, right? So I had 3 months of music. And I dropped a track a week, right? And like some weeks it was hard. I was coming down to the end with like creating the last artwork or the registrations for it. So there was always just something like, sometimes it was hard to complete that task, but I had just told myself like, I have to do this. I have to at least get 3 months. And honestly, during that 3 months, my reach, my content, my views, my following, everything grew faster than it ever did. So it just goes to show that when, you know what I mean, and it was just starting to like take off, and and then I've kind of like I ran out of music at that time, but then I was like, all right, I know that works. So, and I'm actually gonna run that play again,
bro.
Here pretty soon.
You should, bro.
Because I'm stacking up some music right now.
That's what the gym taught me too, man. Is like even now, like with my body, right? I don't even gotta do too much. Like just show up every day. If you show up every single day and you're like, okay, this is my lifestyle. I'm gonna be doing this for the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Like it takes all the pressure off. Because like in the past, I used to try to focus on the results. And if I was, you know, I'd get results in the gym after 3 months, I'd be excited and I'd stop, take my foot off the gas. And then I have to build it back up and then stop. Like, no, you just got to fucking every single day, just show up and give a little bit. That's how I grew. Like, that's how, you know, even with like my personal brand and social media, like I don't even look at my followers, or I don't, like sometimes I look at my views, but I've just removed that. I'm just focused on show up, post every day, put this message out. And one of them is going to blow. I know it.
If you check that off, then you can work, and then you can, if you have some extra time, you can analyze the information and whatever. But at least you did what you had to do.
And that's just going to instill a whole new level of like self-confidence in yourself, because that competence is going to build the competence is going to lead to accomplishments, which then leads to self-confidence. And so many people don't have self-confidence because they never stick true to their word, or they tell themselves that they're going to do this and they fall the fuck off. If you can just mentally callous your mind to understand that like motivation is bullshit, you don't even fucking worry about motivation or how you feel. Just put in the work, show up every day. That's going to lead to accomplishments, and then those accomplishments build that confidence you're looking for. So
it's crazy, man. It really is super simple. It's just, why do we make it so hard, bro?
Okay, I mean,
Why do we make it so hard, bro?
you know what I'm saying? I feel like we
Like,
just,
what's the problem, bro? Like, why is it something throws us off every time? Like, what the fuck?
yeah. I think it's just like we're
Something.
trying to always look for like new ways to do things or like try to experiment with different things, but it really is just fucking simple, like you
It
said.
is, bro.
And we
So
try to
simple.
overcomplicate this shit, man. It's
Like,
just
just
show
go
up.
to the gym at
Yeah.
the same time every day
Mm-hmm.
and lift that bar up the same amount of times.
Yep.
Next week, up the weight 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Fucking go home, eat all the food that you said you were gonna eat.
Yep.
It's so
Bro,
hard.
you know, and that's what life, like life is progressive overload, man. You gotta
God.
keep stretching yourself. Like, just hold your fucking word and start small. Like, don't have these
Crazy.
big ass goals and try to conquer everything within like a week. Like, you know, like, okay, it's like a muscle, you know what I'm saying? Like, I show up to the gym, I do 20 minutes. The next day I do 25. The next day I do 30 minutes. The next day I do 35. Pretty soon you're going to be in the gym for an hour. It's going to be nothing.
It's crazy.
And it's the same thing with posting content. The same thing with dropping music. Like, that's the fucking formula for life. I could start a business right now that I'm not even going to worry about the results. I'm just going to show up every fucking day, put in the work, you know,
Crazy.
reverse engineer that shit and just stay the fuck down.
Yeah, man. We gotta stop complicating things, guys.
Yeah, man.
What the hell?
You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out your own way, yo.
Nah, for real.
Yeah.
I got a song called "Get Out Your Own Way."
Yeah, bro. Because we're our own biggest enemy, man, for real. You
bro,
know,
it's
like,
that spiritual war, bro. That's
Yeah.
what it is, bro. It's
yeah.
it's literally a decision-making spiritual war. Are
Yeah.
you gonna decide to delay satisfaction for a bigger, greater, more efficient, exponential result?
Yeah.
Or are you looking for the pleasure now? It's always a trade-off, and it compounds, right? If I always look for pleasure and the easy way out of things, that's going to lead my brain to not grow and develop as strong as it could be.
100%, man.
And it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, bro.
And that's what people need to realize, man. Like, that comfort is fucking killing you. Like so many people are striving comfort, but that's just gonna lead to an uncomfortable life. Like, if you do what's uncomfortable, you will have a comfortable life, right? And like I tell people all the time,
Right.
like, bro, you think like these major corporations like give a fuck about like, oh, like how can we keep them entertained, like, because they care about you? It's like, no, they want you to be fucking subdued, you know what I'm
They want
saying?
you to
And
be
like,
buying their shit.
and,
Whatever it takes for them to get you to buy their shit, that's their goal.
exactly, you know, they want your time and your energy as your most valuable resource, and people are trading fiat currency,
Yeah.
you know, or their time and energy for fiat currency,
Yeah.
and you know that you're just a slave at that point.
Literally. And I mean,
So I run towards discomfort. That's what I do. Like how Joe Dispenza said, do what's hard. Remove the bullshit that you know is keeping you stuck. Do what's fucking hard.
Yeah.
You're gonna mentally callous your mind, and
I
it's a
embrace
wrap.
challenges. I mean, that's definitely something I try to keep in front of my mind when I am experiencing hard shit and I want to give up or I don't want to finish. I'm just like, no, this is the test, motherfucker.
Yeah,
This is the fucking test.
that's when most people would fall.
And bro, even on like a micro level, like I do shit like little shit, right? Like where I brush my teeth, right? I'm right-handed, brush my teeth,
Yeah.
but then I always switch to my left hand and brush my teeth with my left hand. And at first it was so weird, but now I'm like damn near a pro. I can like at first my movements were all weird and I couldn't really control it as good, and it was just weird. But I always switched it because I heard that. I've always tried to be kind of ambidextrous because it builds dexterity in the brain, right?
Yeah.
It allows the different parts of the brain to strengthen. It's working out my brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like we were talking about. So that's what I do. And now, like, eventually I started thinking about my movements. And I'm like, okay, well, let me just mimic the rotations I do right here because this is all natural and good. And then just mimic those rotations. And then I just developed more strength and more coordination. And now this left hand is just like way more.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is when I did that and then I started playing basketball again a lot more, I noticed that my left hand was way better, bro,
Yeah.
than it was. And I hadn't even been practicing basketball,
Yeah.
but I have been practicing using my left hand. And I eat like sometimes in the middle of a meal, I'll just switch to the left hand.
Yeah.
And I'll just eat the meal because I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just working out that part of my brain.
Yeah. Building new like mental models and like new electrical signals in your brain.
Like I like puzzles and games. Like I do Rubik's cubes and shit. And like,
Yeah.
Like I just try to keep the brain always working on
Keep
some
it going,
shit.
man.
You know what I mean?
You got to. Otherwise, if you're not growing, you're in a period of just like, you're just deteriorating. That's how I see it.
It's so fun to use your brain and see how it works and just like discover your capabilities with that thing, because it's fucking interesting, bro, what we can do.
Man, that's what I'm saying too. That's another reason why I'm just focused on just elevating, because it's like, yo, we could be a fucking like a frog or some shit, you know what I'm saying, or like a goddamn like a lizard. Like, now we're fucking human beings. Like, we can literally have a thought, bro, manifest that thought into reality with just a little bit of work. Like, that's just cool as fuck,
bro. Like how you know we're for sure there's a spiritual component is like the mind, and how, you know, like the pineal gland, and how, you know, it's revered as the seat of the soul or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. The throne, right? Because if you think about it, bro, when you close your eyes and you imagine with your mind, you're not in this dimension. You're flying. You can look into the past and analyze your behavior and what you remember about the past. You can add things to it.
Yeah.
You can change the past in your mind. You can go to the future and imagine what that's going to be like and create that and manifest that, and then you can act on that vision. So it's like we're time traveling in dimension. We're astral traveling and all kind of shit, bro. Yeah. Like just inside here.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. Like we could close our eyes right now and say A. Imagine an A, and you could see the A.
Yeah.
Eyes closed.
Yeah.
We can see it right there inside of our minds. Anything we want. Go anywhere we want. Imagine anything we want. That's fucking wild.
Yeah. And you what were you saying?
Oh, and then the voices, like the shit that's the voice in my head that sounds like me. And and sometimes they're slightly different. Like sometimes it's me, but it sounds like I'm kind of evil. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's me and I sound like I care a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just like the good me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like some other shit. You know, like, wait, that ain't me.
Well, it's like you can use that too for like self-healing. Like like if I ever have a thought that I don't want to be in alignment with, I'll think back to like, why do I have this thought, and is it coming from like a certain memory? And like I'll do that where I close my eyes and I envision like my current self going back and like giving like my younger self like a hug or like a talk. You know what I'm saying? And like building it up. Versus like you could also go the other route though. You could destroy yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like if the mind is a horrible master, but it's a fucking amazing servant. And most people are, you know, they're slaves to their mind.
Interesting, yeah. It's interesting you said it like that.
Yeah, they're a slave to their mind, and I relate, because I used to be a slave to my mind. I didn't think I was in control of it, but then like when you realize like, nah, I am infinite energy having a human experience. This is my mind. That's why I'm saying it's my mind. Like these are my thoughts. This is my body. I'm the energy that's fucking in control.
Right.
You can train your mind to sit like a fucking animal, or like even with your body.
Bro.
So it just takes like a little bit of mental discipline.
Yeah, I got some music I gotta show you when we're done with this, because I've been talking all about like just mind power and mind control, and like like I was telling you, I'm making like some trippy EDM rap shit right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this has been a fucking awesome conversation, bro.
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
For real.
Energy doesn't lie, man. So
for real.
You know what I'm saying?
So just to pivot back towards your program, right?
Yep.
So you got a bunch of members in your program.
Yep.
They're logged into the app. You got meals for them.
Yep.
You got fucking exercise program for them, tailored to them.
Yep.
And so how can they find you? How can people get in tune with you so they can get situated and start?
Hell yeah. So I mean, my socials are Riel's Revenge across all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. RIELS Revenge, REVENGE.
Boom.
And yeah, like
link in the description.
I mean, yeah, like obviously like you'll get like meal plans or like workout plans, but I mean, cutting all the fluff and the bullshit. It's more about like us discovering what's holding you back and giving you the tools to really make a transformation in your life to help you become the best version of yourself, but then teach you how to sustain that success. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
and then, helping each other, hold each other accountable, I'm sure.
Yeah, holding people accountable, making sure that they're showing up, you know, giving them the tools to combat periods of low motivation, anxiety, depression, like just really giving them the mental models I use to kind of like stay consistent and pull myself out of dark times. So
look, man, you gotta take advice from motherfuckers that do what you do, bro. Like if you see somebody like, you know, when you was my size at 6'2", and now, you know what I'm saying, like, and you hear the conversations we having up here, man, like guys coming from a great place, you know what I'm saying, like My man's posting every motherfucking day. So if you don't believe he's on what he's on, just go check it out because he's showing you right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing to see you doing well, bro. I'm really happy for you, and that's super motivational and inspiring for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I like, you know, you were talking about motivation and like how it's not really real and whatever. I guess it's kind of like synonymous with inspiration.
Yeah.
So sometimes where I just feel like seeing people do good does inspire me to do good, right? Because sometimes we just, depending on your subconscious and where you're at in your spiritual journey, you know, there are those thoughts that creep in of doubt, and you have to conquer them. You have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you know what? Like, if another man did some shit, I can do some shit too.
100%.
Like, we got 24 hours. We got a heartbeat in the body.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck? Like, I got a network and a family and opportunities and skill set. God damn it.
Yep.
Come on.
Anybody can do it. And I mean, even then, to that point too, like switching it around, like I do believe in motivation to an extent. I just don't think it's a good source of energy to utilize if you're trying to get shit done.
You don't need it to do what you need to do.
You don't need it to do what you need to do.
You're fully capable of producing your own motivation.
Yep. And if anything, what I realize about motivation is like, so many people have a hard time starting. They're like, oh, I'm going to push this off till next week, this, because they're waiting to feel motivated. Where it's like the motivation is going to come 3 months, 6 months down the road of you waking up and taking action every day.
Yeah.
Then you start seeing results. Then your family starts seeing results. Your friends start seeing results. Now you're more motivated because you're like, oh, shit, this works. Let me take it up a notch.
Self-respect, too. It's like your self-respect.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
I can never not... like feel confident and good about my day when I woke up and I did what the fuck I needed to do.
Yeah.
I ate good. I fucking worked out. You know, I cleared my energy so that I'm good for the day. Because that's what you're doing when you're doing that shit.
Yeah.
You're clearing out all that shit. You're purifying the body, strengthening mind, body, and soul, and then priming yourself to have a great rest of your day.
Yeah. You have to prime yourself, bro. Like, to think that you're just going to wake up in the best mood possible is low key. Like, I don't know. That's just not realistic. And it's like, you got to earn it, yo. You got to fucking earn it. Like, seriously. Wake up and pour into yourself. Like, drink 2 glasses of water. Get a light workout in. Go for a walk. Meditate. Journal.
That's what I love about doing jiu-jitsu, too. Is like, jiu-jitsu, bro, that's like one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Like, especially in the beginning, bro, when you just learn, you're just getting smashed, bro. And then you got to get up and go back to the gym where everyone's going to smash you and choke you unconscious again. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But, man, when you go through it, it's beautiful. And you get that first stripe on your belt. And you know, and then you start learning more techniques. And you actually, now you tapping motherfuckers. And, and you like, damn, bro, like, I was, like, all I had to do was just keep getting up and going back to the mat.
Bro, that's life.
Like, that's literally it.
Yeah, and that's life.
Yeah, and you're gonna be uncomfortable and you're gonna hate it, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with being uncomfortable, the more calm you become when you're uncomfortable, which allows you to make sound decisions.
Yeah.
Because, right, when you're getting smashed on the mat, like, and somebody's way bigger and way stronger than me, because I'm the smallest guy in the fucking gym. And these guys are smashing me, and they're higher belt ranked than me, and more technique and everything. It's like, when I'm in that position, I have no choice but to stay calm, or I'm going to completely gas out. And done. And I won't even be able to breathe. I'm going to throw up or something.
Yeah.
But if I stay calm, and I think, okay, how's my body positioned? What techniques do I know? How do I get out of this? What can I take advantage of in this position that I'm in right now? Where can I go from here? Like, you have to think about it methodically and strategically. And that's another beautiful thing about it, is it's an art form of the body.
Yep.
It's like combat yoga.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's you literally, it's technique based. So the techniques are different depending on the human body, because bodies are different. People's flexibility and ranges of motion on their joints are different.
Yep.
Like, people's strategy and how they approach it is different. It's crazy. It's amazing.
100%, bro. And that's like kind of like I've never done jiu-jitsu physically, but like I feel like that model, like how you just express that, is literally how I see life. You know what I'm saying? Like mental jiu-jitsu in a sense. Like, I just expect life to try to kick my fucking ass, but it's like, okay, am I going to overreact and become emotional, or am I going to stay calm, take a deep breath, and like attack back with like intention?
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I said if anybody, I leave it up to people that I know that, like, I have friends that are veterans, and bro, like, those are the most badass motherfuckers I know. And it's a lot of it has due to the fact that when the pressure's on, they know how to not get emotional.
Yeah.
They know how to stay calm and not let emotions overrun them. Even when, I'm sure they all feel fear and they all feel these things, but they just watch it go by for a second. They be still. They watch that shit go by for the split second that they need to. And that also is where training comes in, right? You train your mind, you train your body to get used to these things. You normalize it to yourself by making yourself uncomfortable, putting yourself in positions where you have to do that, like jujitsu or, any kind of intense training. Well, now you're never going to rise to the occasion, right? You're always going to fall to your highest level of training.
Exactly.
Like, that's what a lot of people say in the tactical community. Like, and that's why everyone's so big on training. Because they know. They've been in combat with motherfuckers. They've trained motherfuckers. They know the people that work hard and that don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Yep. Exactly, bro. You just got to raise your own standards and rise to them and try to be better than you were the day before, man. That's all I try to do. Just beat yesterday. 1% better every day.
There's a jiu-jitsu company, X Marshall. They make some dope ass gear. Plug on X Marshall real quick. Yeah. Hopefully they can sponsor the podcast. But they have that on, like, as one of their, like, mottos, and it's on a lot of their stuff, and, like, on their website. That's what it says. That's like one of their slogans. Like
1% better every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Cause
I'm all about it.
You know what I'm saying?
In jiu-jitsu, that's about how fast it goes. You go about 1%.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, that's tremendous, bro. Because like, you focus on that model, by the end of the year, you're gonna be a completely different person.
365% is a lot. I mean, that's who you are times 3 in over half.
Yeah, and it compounds too. So it's like 3,000% or some shit like that. Like, you do the math.
Well,
really
especially
quick,
it compounds year after year.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's when it's like, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, and then people are like, "How the fuck did you get here?" It's like, I just took a step every fucking day for 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah. One of the biggest books that helped me in my self-development journey early on, when I was a young adult, was a book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, who is the editor of Success Magazine. Yep. So, I mean, editor of Success Magazine writes a book. I'm like, all right, I want to be successful. I'm reading this fucking book. The Compound Effect. Interesting.
Yeah. And that's why Russ's formula works so well. Because that's all it is. That the same thing with growing a personal brand. Man. You know what I'm saying? Just post every day. Don't focus on the result. Eventually, it's going to...
Think about it. That's how AI becomes so advanced.
Yeah.
It just keeps advancing through the compound effect.
Yeah.
Of compounding information and data collection.
Yeah.
And learning and behavior analyzation, and it's fucking wild, bro.
Yeah, bro. I love that book, Compound Effect. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Yeah, is there anything you want to wrap up with? I think
I mean, nah, man. Like, that's really it.
Riel's Revenge, man. Like, get in tune with my boy, man. Upgrade your life. Man, I'm super proud of you, bro. I can't say that enough. Like,
thank you, bro.
It's fucking awesome, bro. I love to see my people healthy and wealthy, taking care of business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to pour into yourself daily, man. If I could leave the podcast with anything, is just pour into yourself daily. 100% be selfish with your time. Become the best version of yourself so that you can be the best version of yourself for other people. And that's the best thing you can do.
Yeah. We're all in this together, guys. Yeah. Look out for one another by looking out for yourself, baby.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. My boy. 608 Trey, 608 motherfucking podcast, baby. Black. Yeah. No. 608, motherfucker. Yeah. If you got quality, I bet I got bias. 3-zip seals, cause it's loud like sirens. I'm a real skater and I flip it like Niger. 2K shorty and it's in on fire. I'ma light the gas and hopes I better my mood. I remember thinking, will it ever get good? Why you think I went and lived in the woods? Cause I'd rather risk it all on a few big moves, yeah. 3 months on the road with the homies. I ain't been the same since they dosed me. I broke off, had to stand on my own feet. Plus I carried the bros like I'm Yoshi. Them losses amount to a lie. That boss shit amount to a lie. Boy, you gotta work what you got when your circle is small as a dot, don't mind me. Nigga, I can nigga like 5G, 2K, nigga know I ball like Kyrie. No, you can't sit by me. 2 bricks, both on fish like Pisces. I serve the fifth.